ring?
I feel like it'll be a little entertaining. I don't know how long he gonna last in with these big shots coming at him, but hey, we only time will tell. You know, I'm not here to hype that shit. Not even my business. That's somebody else fish to fry.
Yeah.
You know, I got my own fish to fry.
Terence Crawford is not going to do anything to Canelo Alvarez. Terence Crawford, yes, he's good. He's a 4-division world champion, 2-division undisputed, but he couldn't even hurt Majumov.
Is that they think that Canelo is easy work because of the fact that he's flat-footed and he just kind of like, he does basic, I would say. He has basic skills, but he's really good at those basic fundamental skills.
Charlo outlines his view on why he sees Canelo coming out on top against Terence Crawford. He believes a decisive element will be Crawford's ability to endure the heavy artillery Canelo is expected to deliver. Charlo also underscores the fact that Crawford is jumping up in weight to take this fight, which adds another layer of difficulty to an already uphill battle. In his opinion, the outcome hinges on how effectively Crawford can cope with Canelo's power and sustain pressure throughout the contest. Experts have also pointed out that Crawford struggled to seriously trouble Israel Madrimov, a boxer widely considered to be below Canelo's caliber. Although Crawford delivered a masterclass against Errol Spence, the situation here is drastically different. Canelo
10-0. They never got in the ring with anything like a Terence Crawford. They never got in the ring with a former champion, with an elite fighter. And he couldn't hurt. He couldn't hurt Majumov. Canelo Alvarez is no Earl Spence, ladies and gentlemen. I know that some of y'all are hyped because what Terence Crawford did an incredible performance and an incredible job versus Earl the True Spence that was supposed to be the big fish. That he turned the big fish into tuna fish on your outline, on your local supermarket. But Canelo Alvarez is not Earl Spence, my brothers. Canelo Alvarez is not Amir Khan. Canelo Alvarez is not Kell Brook. Canelo Alvarez is not Gamboa. Canelo Alvarez is not Felix Diaz. Canelo Alvarez is not Sean Porter. Canelo Alvarez is none of those guys, ladies and gentlemen. Canelo Alvarez is none of those guys. Canelo Alvarez is not the mean machine. Canelo Alvarez is Canelo Alvarez, regarded as one of the greats. And not just the Mexican greats. I don't like how y'all like try to put it. Oh no, he's the best Mexican shit, because you don't want to say that he's one of the greatest that ever laced him up. Canelo Alvarez is one of the greatest that ever laced him up. Has carried the sport of boxing on his shoulder. And let me say it like this: leading up to the fight, Canelo Alvarez is more active than Terence Crawford. Canelo Alvarez is more seasoned than Canelo Alvarez is more seasoned than Terence Crawford. He's younger than Terence Crawford. He's more active than Terence Crawford. His resume is better than Terence Crawford. The people that he's fought is better than Terence Crawford. He's fought every damn style. He's fought the best Russians at the time with Kovalev. He fought the best Asian in Kazakhstan and Triple G.
A proven icon of the sport, has been more active recently and holds a slight age advantage, factors that make him an even more dangerous and demanding adversary for Bud.
You've got to sway towards Canelo. Crawford's going to have to, move up. And, I knew when I boxed Golovkin, there's a big difference, especially with someone that, fighting a middleweight, a mediocre world champion's okay. But when you're fighting someone like, Canelo or Golovkin, it's a different kettle of fish, I have to lean towards Canelo, but, Crawford's very, very, very good.
Do you think Crawford's still got the legs? Obviously, he's very much got great IQ in the ring, but he's very much a good mover as well. Do you feel like he's still got the legs to be maybe outmoving Canelo if he needs to?
Well, I don't know. I think when we look back at Mayweather when he beat Canelo, he's a mover. Crawford's not really like Mayweather in that aspect. He's more. He kind of sets his feet. He's cute with how he approaches chucking shots and moving. You know what I mean? I think it's a different fight to Mayweather, and Canelo's obviously a different fighter from when he boxed Mayweather.
L. Brooks shares his perspective on why he leans toward Canelo Alvarez in a potential showdown with Terence Crawford, emphasizing that Canelo represents a completely different caliber of opponent than anyone Crawford has previously encountered. Brooke acknowledges Crawford's dominant win over Errol Spence, but argues that it does equate to being ready for the unique threats Canelo poses. According to Brook, Canelo's combination of physical strength, elite-level experience, and command at higher weight divisions separates him from fighters like Spence. He points out that Crawford is yet to step into the ring with someone who possesses Canelo's blend of power, tactical awareness, and refined ring IQ, factors that, in Brook's view, make this one of the most daunting tests of Crawford's career.
Basically, I think that Crawford may be too small to really impact and hurt Canelo Alvarez. He's moving up pretty much 3 weight classes, which is exactly what I said. I'm not counting 154. He had 1 fight, bro. He had 1 fight. Floyd Mayweather got more fights at 54 than Terence Crawford. Boop. Because Crawford, he fought Madrimov. Floyd fought De La Hoya, Cotto, and then he fought Canelo at 152. So you had an aging Floyd who fought more times at the higher weight class, and Bud looks to be a bigger dude than Floyd Mayweather, right? So when Floyd was 37, he moved to 52 and fought a much bigger Canelo. Crawford's 37. He fighting Madrimov with 11 fights. Not the same. It's not. I don't care what y'all talking about. The Bud Buddy's just going to have to be mad at me because truth is truth. So that's a valid question. And again, I'll be glad when this fight's over. Put it that way. I don't care who wins. May the best man win. I hope it's a double knockout. I already told y'all. Just because I'm just over it. And I want to get back to some of the other fights. There's other fights that are interesting and they make more sense. Like Brian Norman, Devin Haney. I'm interested in Yard versus Benavidez, etc. There's some fights we're hearing about, blah, blah, blah. So I'll be glad when this is over, to be 100% honest. There's more fights that actually fans have been requesting that matter, blah, blah, blah. But Rosado, he brought up a lot of good points. He was saying Crawford, he thinks he's too small. And he even gave his own personal experience. He said, I'm 180, 190 solid. And when I fight guys that are welterweights, even if they crack and they're known for being like menacing, murderous punchers at the lower weight classes, 140, 147, them moving up, it feel like pillows when they fight me. When I get hit with their punches, it feel like pillows because I'm used to getting hit by triple, right? He used to Triple G work. He used to Lemieux work. So to me, this is kind of common sense, but common sense ain't that common, right?
Analysts are emphasizing that Terence Crawford might simply be undersized to pose a serious threat to Canelo Alvarez, especially since he's leaping nearly 3 weight divisions with minimal experience at 154 pounds. They draw a comparison to Floyd Mayweather, who had already faced numerous top-tier opponents before stepping into the ring with Canelo, unlike Crawford, whose only high-profile bout at that level is against Israel Madrimov. Gabe Rosado also weighs in, noting that when a fighter has been regularly facing opponents with genuine power at heavier weights, punches from lighter divisions often lose their impact. This casts doubt on whether Crawford can truly trouble Canelo with his offense, and raises concerns about how well he'll cope with Canelo's physical strength and heavy-handed style.
Is Crawford going to be able to take Canelo's punches? And is Canelo going to be skilled enough to not keep on getting banged up by Crawford and his craftiness? It's like, the battle of two greats. You know what I mean? So I believe that Canelo, you really see him, when you see him fight, he almost like got a one way of style, and it works for him. He likes to get in there and bang you up. He likes to throw hard punches. He likes to break you down. He likes to hit you everywhere. You're gonna hit in your body, your arms, the forehead, the ear, the neck. Wherever he can land a good one, he's gonna land it, and that usually breaks him down. So with some fighters, I see is that they think that Canelo is easy work because of the fact that he's flat-footed and he just kind of he does basic, I would say. He has basic skills, but he's really good at those basic fundamental skills. He does everything almost like perfect. But yeah, he's flat-footed, but you got to realize that he also has hell of a head movement and body movement. He understands, and he's perfected at rolling with the punch thing.
Analysts continue to spotlight a crucial factor in the potential clash between Terence Crawford and Canelo Alvarez. Can Crawford endure the kind of power that has overwhelmed many of Canelo's past opponents? The central concern isn't just skill. It's whether Crawford can absorb the thunderous shots that have defined Canelo's fighting style. Although some critics view Canelo as flat-footed or slow, experts argue that this perception is misleading. His approach is methodical, rooted in balanced timing and technical precision. By staying grounded, Canelo maximizes the force behind each punch, turning every shot into a potential fight changer. This presents a daunting scenario for Crawford. While his elite footwork and defensive mastery could allow him to slip and evade for extended stretches, Canelo's composed, calculated pressure tends to break down even the slickest of opponents. Sooner or later, he finds his moment. When that moment comes, the question becomes, can Crawford keep his composure and survive under that kind of assault? Many observers believe the outcome may not hinge on punch volume or activity, but rather on whether Crawford's chin and midsection can hold up against the sheer power Canelo brings to the ring.
Sharper than ever, more dangerous than ever, and most importantly, he looks like the greatest version of himself. Now, can we actually believe this? Can Terence Crawford at nearly 39 years old, with him being inactive, with him being heavier than ever, is it possible that the man will actually look better than ever? Now, let's think about it, ladies and gentlemen. When you're talking about someone like Terence Crawford or Canelo Alvarez, you're talking about the elite of the elite. And if I'm going to be honest, Terence Crawford, when he fought Errol Spence, in my opinion, in all my years of watching combat sports, I'm a MMA guy turned into boxing. But I have never, ever, ever in my life watched an elite championship fight and had my jaw absolutely drop to the floor with the greatness that I witnessed. And that is the only way to describe what Terence Crawford did versus Errol Spence. In my opinion, that was the greatest performance in our lifetime. I mean, I can't go back to the old days. I'm not a historian. But as far as I'm concerned, that was the greatest performance I have ever seen in my life. And especially to who he did it to, Errol Spence. Dangerous southpaw. At the time, I believe he was pound for pound number 3. And Terence Crawford absolutely annihilated.
The night Terence Crawford dismantled Errol Spence is widely regarded as one of the most masterful and dominant displays in modern boxing. Crawford demonstrated the full range of his arsenal, blinding speed, pinpoint precision, impeccable timing, airtight defense, and a ruthless finishing instinct. He systematically broke down a fighter once seen as the king of the welterweight division, making it seem almost effortless. That performance, for many fans and analysts, cemented Crawford's legacy as one of the all-time greats of his era. Now, those closest to Crawford say he's operating at an even higher level. His training partners report that his hand speed is as explosive as ever, his reflexes remain razor-sharp, and his conditioning is second to none. Despite being older, he seems to have evolved, tuning his style with greater efficiency and sharpening his mental focus. According to insiders who have seen him prepare firsthand, Crawford is in the finest form of his career. That elevated mindset, paired with elite preparation, may provide the critical edge he needs when stepping into the ring against a powerhouse like Canelo Alvarez.